Stay productive. Is your book a priority? So where does your book fall on the scale of priority? Is it 100% a priority for you? Is it closer to zero? Maybe somewhere in the middle? I ask this question because a lot of times people will say to me, "Oh yeah, I want to write a book," or I'm thinking of writing a book, but then they never do it or they start it and they never finish it because it's not a priority for them. If you really truly want to write and get this book published, then it needs to have some priority in your life. And the thing I want you to remember also is when it comes to writing your book, it might mean you have to make some sacrifices. And I think I might have talked about this in one of the earlier videos. But those sacrifices are temporary. That may mean you need to give up your Tuesday night dinner with the girls or, going out with the guys, to play darts or whatever guys do, It may mean giving up a lunch with a friend just temporarily and just explain to them that I have to stay focused on this or I'm afraid I might never finish it. So as soon as this is done, we'll get back onto our routine. Now, I'm not saying if a friend is in town that you haven't seen in a couple years, by all means go and have dinner with them. But just, if you have kind of a regular routine where you meet with somebody every week or whatever it is, maybe you can give that up. If you watch TV, give that up and just get your book written. So it needs to have some sort of a priority, or chances are that you may never finish your book. So here are some tips to help you stay productive. If you can write every single day, even if it's just for 10 minutes, then I recommend doing that. If you know who John Maxwell is, he says he writes every day. He doesn't necessarily write every day on a book, but he writes every day. He may have some thoughts for another book, and so he writes those thoughts down. But he's always taking a few minutes a day to write. If you don't feel like writing, then do some research or think about what you might want for your cover or what are some marketing things that you want to do. You could start planning your marketing because you really do need to plan marketing as early as possible. So you could do some of that. Anything that has to do with your book. If there's anything that you can work on if you don't feel like writing that day. Now, I also, though, want to just kind of back up here a little bit and ask, why don't you feel like writing? Do you need to just push through a little bit? Because there's a lot of times I don't feel like doing something, but once I get up and start doing them, I'm fine. And so why are you not feeling like writing? Maybe you need to sit down and try to write, just push through. And if you're not, then do something else. But and I'm not answering that question for you. You need to decide. Remember also why you want to write your book. What do you hope to come out of it? Are you planning to start a business, some ministry, or coaching, something, because you want to help somebody with this problem or that problem? What is, go back and revisit that why, because it can help motivate you again. Stick to your schedule as best as you can. If you did actually follow through and make a plan of action, try to stick to that schedule as best you can. Yes, life comes up and sometimes maybe you can't, but otherwise do your best to push through. Sometimes it's hard, but like I said, there's times where I don't feel like doing certain things maybe one day, but when I finally get up and just start doing them, then I'm fine. It's like the enemy is attacking me and trying to keep me from getting it done. So try pushing through a little bit if you can. And if you need to go back and revisit all of those videos about laying the foundation, because they're super important to helping you stick to your writing and have better success with it. Again, there's always exceptions to the rule. Some emergency, maybe your child is sick, a family member is sick or something. So that's life. Life comes up. Get back on track as soon as you possibly can. And consistency is key to finishing your book. And that's why I say you might need to make some sacrifices and cancel a lunch with a friend. Maybe don't watch your favorite TV show and watch the rerun of it another time or something like that. Write. And if you can write every day, write. Or if you can do some sort of activity that pertains to your book, do it, because you're going to finish your book that much sooner. So your action steps are, if you need to just check in with yourself and see if you are giving your book priority, or are you letting other things come in? Is there temptations that keep coming in to distract you and keep you from writing or working on anything else that needs to get done? If it's a non-essential, it needs to go away, right? And here's the other thing, remember, especially if you are writing a book that is focused on really helping people, if God's laid a message on your heart that he wants you to share, guess who's going to come against you? The enemy. And so you do have to fight back in that case, and you have to be able to recognize that. And number 2 is, what can you do to get back on track? What's going to help you to get back on track? Like I said, if you don't feel like writing one day, do some research on marketing, like what's the best marketing, or whatever. I need to do some research on cover designs, something like that. Just figure out what you can do to help you get back on track. And if you need to, reach out to the Facebook group for encouragement. That's what we're here for. Other people in the group can share with maybe what they did to help themselves. Maybe someone will pray for you, things like that. So, all right, I hope that gives you some things to think about and helps you out.